Welcome back, Ramadanians. So for suhoor this day, I had an egg and cheese on English muffin. Then I just paired that with some strawberries and an orange. I had a special guest join me today for suhoor. Then I went to the gym for the first time in a minute. And then Zaina and I went to Walmart because I was missing some things to make Turkish pasta. I was so excited for this dish. So after salting my yogurt, I made sure... Why did I say it like that? I made sure to get a lot of garlic and then I mashed it. And this is the time to really let out your frustration, guys. And then I scooped that in and I added more garlic powder, and a little bit more than I anticipated came out, but I swear you can never have too much garlic. I prepped the garnishes, which was just tomatoes and cilantro, and then I also air fried some garlic to put in the yogurt as well, and this was such a nice touch. Then it was time to cook the meat, so I just cut some onions and put some olive oil in the pan and some onions and some meat. I tried to season it, but the seasoning packet wasn't opening, so it was just embarrassing. I am not a pasta person, but I was really craving this dish. I made this like butter tomato pasta sauce. In the viral recipe, it's paprika, but I opted for tomato paste because I like tomato over paprika, but I added a little bit. Then it was time to break my fast, so I just obviously started with the Palestinian date. Then it was time to plate this meal up, so you put some yogurt on top of the pasta with some beef, and then you put the butter with the tomatoes and the cilantro. I made my sister try a bite and we freaked out over this. Honestly, Lebanese food has very similar combinations. We basically have the same dish that's called macaroni belaban, so we already knew we would love it. Then I tried these Reese's cups. I did not like the white chocolate one with the peanut butter. There was like a weird flavor, but the milk chocolate and the dark chocolate were good. And I usually like these 2-bite brownies, but there was something strange. Then I just had some Oreo tiramisu. I'm still thinking about this Oreo tiramisu. Then I finally got to go back home after house sitting with my sister for a month and a half. But I'm gonna miss my niece.